I'm working with some of these teams who are doing this stuff, supplying information. But from what I understand is that it really was a few good men who were Marines who approached Trump and, were basically like, we have to stop these people. And so, they were the ones in different times when they were, some of them that were called out to different wars that they served in. They saw the child abuse, they saw the trafficking in the tunnel systems. So they knew that stuff was happening. On October 5th, well, they claimed 2 days before that, the Lumen donkeys is what I want to call them. They called huge family meetings. From what I understand, and I don't know all the logistics of that, in these meetings, I heard Trump was part of that, and that he basically outlined what he was going to do. And they were given a decision, and basically they have come back with that they are not accepting this, that they're not going to allow Trump to do what he proposed, which meant, he gave them the option to go along with him on what he proposed, and they declined that. So they have come back with a basic thing where they said, if you want to have a good presidency, another 4 years and end on a good term, and if you want Americans in general to survive, we know that you're going to make the right choice. So basically they threatened that they have weapons that they are going to use, that if Trump continues with his agenda, there will be they will kill the masses, mass casualties. So that was on the 5th. So the first thing Trump did, one of the first things when he came into office, was he really went after the immigration stuff. And he stopped, the other countries, especially Mexico, from allowing people to come in. So
well, explain that. Explain how the immigration ties to this.
Right. So they, they find whatever ways they can to bring in children for trafficking and for these things, because that's their money system. So, a lot of the border things, we had it from Canada, we had it coming from Mexico. Then they bring in children from other countries off of the ports, especially, California, San Francisco area, the New York area. We'd be getting shipments of kids from those countries. We also, sometimes they would funnel children, they'd come in from Mexico into our country. They would transport them to those ports and then ship them out to those other countries to supply to other countries. So when Trump closed those borders and made it so immigrants could not come in at the moment unless they came in through due process, then on top of that, he started immediately using ICE to remove anybody who was not an American citizen. He got them out of the country. So that was part of that. He literally was freezing their assets. They had no money coming in. Okay, so since he's done that, which I think was last May, not this year, but the May before, since he did that and got all these people out, they lost all those assets. So huge amounts of money they're now losing, Then you have what is considered their assets. Okay, these are the individuals who are bringing the money into the system. So that's going to be the kids that they're selling. First, they sell the children for sex, so they get money for that. Let's just go with one child. So for each child, first they make money off the child for sex. Then when that child can no longer be used for sex, they offer, for the child to people can buy organs, so they make money off organ harvesting, or people can also buy to ritually kill the child. Okay, so after the child has died, then they can pay more money, and people will have to, I'll give a little warning here and I'll say it as lightly as I can, but basically they pay money to eat the flesh. Okay, so they cannibalize this child, and the child may not even be dead yet. So it might just, they may do a ritual that ends in cannibalism.
Is there a benefit for eating them when they're still alive? I know it's really bad. I'm sorry, everybody, but I got to ask that question.
Most of that is because of the fear and the adrenochrome in the blood.
Now, the adrenochrome, is that something that is highly valuable and sold then too?
Yeah, it's like a drug. And so yes, the adrenochrome is sold as well. So some of these individuals prefer to get it from a live source versus something that has been procured into what would be more like a tincture or a liquor. So they prefer to get their adrenochrome fresh. So you've got that where they pay for that, and after that, the body is put, whatever remains is put into an incinerator. So this is where a lot of people don't understand the whole Jesuit Catholic Church connection. One of the main things with those churches is, one, they were built on top of catacombs. Those, for the longest time, everybody was told that that's just where they bury people, okay? But the catacombs are really used extensively in rituals, and they also, the majority of them come equipped with an incinerator. And you can look this up, you can search memorial diamonds. I'm not saying that all the funeral homes that do memorial diamonds are involved with these Luciferians, but what I want to show people is that it doesn't take millions and millions of years to get a diamond, that these people are able to high pressurize remains into diamonds that then they keep as trophies or they sell on the market for mass amounts of money.
And those aren't the same as synthetic diamonds. Those are a different caliber.
I guess we should question what really is a synthetic diamond. These would be passed off as real diamonds the majority of the time. I believe some of the synthetic ones are those diamonds that won't sell for high-end money on the market. So they then say they're synthetic and try to sell them that way. Some are made from plastics or other types of material. But it really gets into this whole realm. I would encourage people to really research a lot of that, because I think a lot of it, we're going to find a lot of hidden truths coming out in this about that they're using human remains to make these things that we wear as jewelry, different stones and stuff like that. So they would sell that child, then their remains would become a diamond or something like that. Sometimes they take, again, graphic warning, the skin can be used for different things. So sometimes that's sold as well.
But is it sold as different animal skin so people don't even know?
Sometimes, yes. So some of it you would see, some of the things that have already come out are like the Pope and some of the Red Shoe Club, that those shoes are made out of human skin. So that was one of the ways that they were making extra money off of, and again, we're talking just one child's journey in death. This is all that they have profited that many times off of one child. And then it gets further and it gets worse. You're always left with the ashes, and those ashes are sold to food companies and are incorporated into things as a flour product, as natural seasoning, as natural flavoring. And the general public then is paying money into the system for these products.
So we're being bombarded with eating or consuming in some way, shape, or form dead children.
Yes, and the occult has, before these ashes are sold, they are doing spells or curses or other things to link demonic spirits and things that will cause health issues for us. And in the long run, then those health issues cause us to have to buy more pharmaceuticals, which they manufacture. Some of those pharmaceuticals even include human remains. So those ashes can be sold into our food companies. It can be sold to our pharmaceuticals. Good Dog and I, in our video that got officially deplatformed, we showed a video where I think it was the U.S. Marshals had caught they were trying to bring pills and capsules that had human remains in them into America, and that was from China.
Because China does it quite a bit. Now because I've heard that's part of
Yeah.
is China really Luciferian too at the top? I mean, is every country?
Every country is.
Okay. And now let's talk about abortion. The late stage abortion. Are those babies then used for this whole thing too?
Yeah, you've got, actually, they have their own underground abortion clinics or breeder programs. So they start when girls are around age 10. So, the breeder programs I saw had girls from age 10 to 18 or in their early 20s. These girls were specifically impregnated during rituals so that they would have those babies for upcoming rituals. Again, you would have the cannibalism, or they would sell some of the babies they use and sell for the organs. Other ones, they will put into the monarch programming. So not every baby is ritually killed, but this is a huge part. It's just another way that they brought their assets or their money coming in. So with all this, they've got all these ways that they're making money